Justin Chamness here, realestatewholesalerclub.com. VIP session Tuesday. That's right. It's Tuesday, VIP session noon. We do this every day at noon, by the way. We don't broadcast all of them, but we do broadcast some of them. And this is one that we are broadcasting, obviously, if you're watching out there. Sorry, guys, I'm pulling the Facebook group VIP Club up so I can see if there's anybody that just watching making comments, because we exist to meet every day, Monday through Friday at the same time, for our VIP members to come in and ask questions and to role play conversations and to get help. Okay. Because, this is not, this is very simple, but it's not necessarily easy. So there's a lot of details, a lot of questions people have about details, and that's perfectly normal. And that's what we're here to do, guys. When I was coming up, starting out, man, I didn't have anybody that I could talk to on a regular basis about anything. And I don't know why. I just had the balls to go for it. I don't, and mess up. And man, I come away with some bruises. I made some big mistakes, and I did have some advice, but it wasn't regular, And so that's why Real Estate Wholesalers Club is here. And we love the people that are a part of this group and that participate. You guys are family. Man, I was thinking about that earlier. So many words now. So many words. And the English language has been so changed in my lifetime, even. Like, for example, I could say everybody here in the club is, okay, there's the word club. Okay, for example, I could have said everybody here is in my tribe. You guys would have got that, right? Let's see, what's another word? Everybody here is in my family. Everybody here is family. Okay. It's amazing how many words we could use for the same type of meaning. And there's some other ones in there too I was thinking about. I just can't remember what they are right now. But I love you guys. Nevertheless, that's the point. Thanks for being a part here. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you here. Philip and Bob and Addie and Jerry and Rick and Bob. What's going on, man? Bob's our resident short sale expert. And I think we got something big for you here, Bob.
Yeah. What's going on?
Hey, man. Philip over here.
Yeah, I got kind of like a reminder. I set up a failed listing thing on PropStream, so I just got this lead in, and according to PropStream, it failed, but on PropStream it said it was a short sale, so it failed selling on that short sale, and so I was not able to get a skip trace a phone number, so I'm just going to send them a letter to see if they're still willing to sell the property. But there's just a lot of questions.
Man, that's a good topic. I'm glad this happened to you, man, because this is a great. So it's not a failed listing like it was on the MLS and failed. It's a failed short sale attempt.
Right. But it came through the failed listing through PropStream.
So what happens? Tell us about this, Bob.
Could be one of a million things. I mean,
really?
Yeah. Most of the time, I mean, the most common theme I see of the failed short sales is the appraisal, because the most important part of the short sale is the appraisal. When the bank appraises the property, if that value comes in too high, that's what the bank is going to demand for the property. So let's say, Justin, you got a house at 123 Main Street, as is, it's worth 50 grand. That's what you could flip it to an end buyer for, 50K as is. Well, if an appraiser comes in and he either doesn't know what the hell he's doing, or maybe he's got 7 other that day, so he's just rushing through, and he appraises it at 70, you're not going to be able to sell the property because the bank isn't in the real estate business. All they do on a short sale, they're going to take that appraiser's value and they're going to run with it. So in that example, the property's worth 50, but if that guy appraises it at 70, the bank is going to want that. Nobody's going to pay it, and then it's going to be a failed short sale. So that could have happened.
So they take the house back anyway?
Well, you have to, yeah. Either you just can't sell it and it'll turn into a foreclosure, which that's the most unfortunate circumstance. But what I like to do in those situations is I'll just wait it out. I'll tell the seller, look, the appraisal's botched, so they have a $70,000 appraisal. We got to wait till that thing expires. That's what you have to do. Wait till it expires, usually 90 to 120 days on average. Yeah. So it's wild. So,
man, that makes sense. So all is not lost necessarily.
Not necessarily, no. All depends. I mean, look, if the Philip, I don't know what the deal with that specific short sale is, but like, let's say that's scheduled for auction, then you're kind of screwed. If the appraisal broke down. But,
yeah, well, PropStream showed that it had like a negative 21,000 in equity.
Okay.
So I haven't really. I tried to get a hold of them, tried to skip trace, couldn't. So I'm sending out a letter today. So hopefully, they'll contact me.
Hopefully it gets there. Yeah. What advice do you have, if any, on being able to track those people down, Bob? If they may have been moved on or something like that too. Well, I guess if they filled out one of those postcards at the post office for mail forwarding, it would probably get to them if he mailed it to the house. But other than that, I guess are you mailing it to the same address, Philip?
Yeah, PropStream said that was the only address. So
okay.
I'm sending it to that address.
Okay.
Philip, did you say that was on the MLS or no? Do you know if it was?
I'm not too sure if it was in the MLS, but according to PropStream, like I said, I had a failed listing thing going on for New Mexico, and that's where I got that lead from. So I'm assuming that it was on the MLS, and it just failed, because usually realtors do short sales, right? So they'll get involved in the short sale.
Do you have access to local MLS, or do you have an agent that could get you access?
I have a realtor friend, yeah.
Okay. What I would suggest doing is, if the skip tracing thing doesn't work, get your friend's password, or if they're going to log on, I don't know the agreement you have between them, but log on, go to the expired listings, track that listing down, get the listing agent, whoever was previously listing it. You'll have all their contact info in the MLS. You could make them two types. Well, really, you could just say, hey, what's going on with this? They'll have all the information. Okay. Literally everything you need will be from them. And then, they could tell you if you're wasting your time, because maybe the seller pulled out, and they just said, screw it, let it foreclose.
Oh, okay.
And that'll save you time and money, skip trace and chasing them down. Okay. The realtor might even want to work the deal with you. So
yeah,
that's the approach I would take, because think about it. They have direct access to the homeowner.
Right.
And really, there's no getting around a realtor. Like if you're wholesaling or signing something, you guys don't need a realtor. But in a short sale, you need a realtor. So really, there's, like there's no way to get around them. You might as well leverage that realtor, for them to help you.
Right. Okay. I can talk to her and see what she thinks.
Yeah.
The end buyer here in a successful short sale in this particular example would probably be a fix and flip guy, right, Bob?
That's a good question for Philip. What kind of situation is the property? Is it a distressed property, Philip?
It is not. It's a pretty house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
so
as far as I can tell,
it could maybe even potentially be a retail buyer.
Yep. Or you could use one of the strategies Justin teaches. Sometimes I'll hang on the Zoom calls a little bit long just to kind of see what
thank you.
I know you talk about that stuff. So, you could always, if the seller's open to it, use one of Justin's strategies on it. Taking over the mortgage or lease option or something, that could work.
Sub 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Especially if it's a pretty house, there's nothing wrong with it. Cash
I know it's in pretty good, decent shape. So
yeah,
I think they're just.
What do you see? What do you see on this, Bob? normally, are most of these ugly discounted junker type deals, or are they pretty retail type deals?
Over 50% of them are distressed property situations.
Okay.
Over 50.
So in that case, it would be probably a fix and flipper coming
Yep.
in and buying it discounted.
Yep.
Quick question here about that. When your fix and flippers are coming to the table to buy these short sales, are they bringing an inspection, a itemized line by line, here's what's wrong with the property to justify the offer? And would that counteract or would that help maybe with the appraiser or maybe not?
No, that's a tremendous question. Yeah, actually a part of my process. So like, let's say you wanted to make an offer on a short sale I was doing. I would send you, I have a list of exactly what you just said. It's called a presentation of offers list. It's literally a checklist that I need from the end buyer of everything that's going to help me get that appraisal down for you. And one of those things, Justin, is 100% what you just said. Itemized list from, a handyman or contractor. Flooring is X. It'll cost $3,000 for flooring, and we got to replace the roof. That'll cost $5,000. Everything itemized with how much each one of those items are, and we give that to the appraiser. So, yep, right on the money.
Bob, I'm going to need you to send me that list.
You got it. I'll definitely send it to you.
I'm going to need it. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I have a list that sounds very, very similar, but I'm sure I'm missing a piece or two that I could glean off of yours. Is it okay if I
really, like, a lot of it is, I'm trying to think, like, as is comps, that's like the big thing. You want to tell the appraiser a story. You want to say, look, this is where I'm coming in at. I'm coming in at 50. Here's the as is comps to support that, minus all the repair work that has to be done.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. You want to tell the story of how you're getting to that number.
And it doesn't hurt to have, I find, an inspector's report and a contractor's scope of work. Are those items on yours, or am I going a little overboard there? Maybe.
No. What you just said is really a scope of work. You want a license.
Okay.
Or not even a licensed GC. Like, I'm actually making an offer on one in the Philadelphia market right now where I'm actually going to buy it. And I have like a handyman down there. He's not licensed, but he's super professional. You want someone to, like, you want their logo on it, their letterhead. You want a really nice list. He includes pictures of the damages for me, which is really nice. So it doesn't have to be a licensed GC, but if you're going to use a handyman, make sure they're not like a fly by night. Make sure they're professional with the
Guys, sometimes I wholesale bank owned properties, guys and gals. So it's kind of it's the same game. It sounds like the identical, like I'm not a short sale guy. Bob Vieira is our resident short sale expert. Okay. But this sounds just pretty much identical to wholesale and bank owned properties. When you make offers to banks, you're making offers to banks, right? Either way, right? Yeah. So, that's kind of interesting. I want that checklist so I can compare.
You got it, man. I'll email you. Wait, so how do you get good deals with the REOs? Because isn't there a shit ton of competition there? Is everybody bidding on it?
Yeah.
It's just a numbers game, really?
Yes, it's a numbers game, but also it's a realtor game. Okay, so like when you get to know the realtors that have these deals, and they get to know you, and they get to know that you actually close on these deals, or your buyer does, then the phone somehow rings and the emails start showing up, and there's deals, and it's like, oh wow, yeah, this is one I haven't gotten yet, but I think it'll be here in a couple of weeks, and it's like, dang, okay. Or we have to wait a couple of weeks before I can sell this to you. But, sometimes I hear that kind of stuff. It's cool. It's kind of a realtor networking kind of thing.
What's your exit strategy? Are you double closing those?
That's a great question. Sometimes we have to double close. And then sometimes we can get away with an assignment. Sometimes we can. And I know you'll hear me even say with bank owned wholesaling, don't plan on assignments, but yeah, you can sometimes, but don't count on it. You need a transactional lender or deep pockets.
Is there ever a deed restriction in them? Like you can't sell this for X within 30 days, 60 days? You ever see that on the REOs?
Yeah, I have, but I try to not do anything with these that have these type of strange restrictions on them.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of them that don't. You know, that's a funny thing. I'm studying to get my realtor's license. I mentioned this the other day in the VIP chat room. And I was in a chapter last night. I stayed up way too late studying these modules, right? And it was about that right there, deed restrictions. And according to the material that realtors learn, deed restrictions are like impossible to remove. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
No.
Like,
I mean, to remove them, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know how to remove one. So yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't know either, and evidently nobody else does. I mean, once it's there, it's there. So we try not to mess with those kind of things because there's no workaround, you know. There's plenty of properties that don't have those kind of restrictions on them. You've given us a lot of great information today, Bob, and it's been really, really good so far. But I don't want to run you off before I open up the floor even, you know, more and say, hey, does anybody else have any questions or comments or additions they can add to the story with Philip or with Bob here?
Hey,
Anybody?
Bob. Hey, Bob, it's Rick. How you doing, man?
What's up, Rick? How you been?
Hey, good. Hey, what type of restrictions are you seeing on the short sales? Is it still like around 90 days?
Yeah, on the government ones, the FHAs are usually 90, but you can't sell it. So, all right, you can't sell it for 90 usually, but even after 90 days, they actually restrict the amount of profit you make, which is like communism. I can't stand that. But yeah. So like really, it's like 120. Like if you're looking to do a quick flip, it's like 90 to 120, really.
Gotcha. Okay.
90. I don't know if I'm making this confusing. You could sell it at the 90-day mark, but you could only sell it for X amount of what you bought it for.
Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't done a short sale. It's been a minute, man. So things change overnight, it seems like. But
you're seeing less and less on like conventional loans and stuff. You're seeing less and less deed restrictions. Like it's not terrible. And like, honestly, if you have a real good deal, it's not the end of the world. Like if you're looking to, you know, if you were planning on double closing it, you just buy it, wait it out for, you know, like a couple months, line your buyer up, and, you know, it's not the end of the world. You could still make money on.
Gotcha. Are you doing very much like, are you petitioning any like appraisers?
I wouldn't say like petition. You mean like picking them, in other words? Like, could I choose the appraisers?
Or once the appraisal comes back and you don't agree with it, you put in like a petition against it to have them redo it and then supply your own information. We used to do that a lot.
The price dispute. Yep. 100% we do that. I try not to get to that point. Like I try to get on the appraiser before that. Like I'm on them like glue before they submit it. But every once in a while, you know, a high one, like a crappy appraisal comes in. So yeah, we have to petition them, like you said, do like a price dispute, all that stuff.
Gotcha. Cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I don't have any of those headaches when it comes to short sales. And the reason why I don't have any of those headaches, somebody tell me why.
You don't
have Bob. You have Bob to take care of.
I know Bob. Yeah, exactly. So you can know Bob too. It's okay if you want to know Bob. Bob's a friendly guy. He doesn't bite, I don't think. So maybe a little, but it's friendly.
So Bob, if they already went through a short sale and it failed, that's what I'm assuming. What's the chance of them wanting to give it another try?
That's actually a tremendous question. Okay, so that's actually a two-part question. If they go through a short sale and the short sale just fails, they could give it a shot, because you could sell them and be like, look, we're actually short sale professionals. You know, there's a million things that could have went wrong. Let us handle it. we'll get you to the finish line. But the second part of that question, if a short sale fails, this will save everyone a crap ton of time. If a short sale fails and it goes to auction, this is where a lot of people get confused. If the property goes to auction and the bank doesn't sell it, if nobody bids on it, the homeowner, it's still in the homeowner's name sometimes on public records. So even the homeowner thinks they could still do a short sale on it, but it's ineligible for a short sale. You'll go through the whole process, paperwork, waiting on hold with the bank, everything, just to get to the end. And the bank will tell you, hey, you guys can't do a short sale because it went to auction. So you just kind of reminded me of that. That was like kind of a tangent, but yeah, like if you're ever talking to a homeowner and they want to do a short sale, but the property, again, it went to auction and didn't sell, just, let them know they can't do one right off the bat. It'll save you tons of time.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Hey, Bob, that's a lot of stuff to remember. Do you have like a quick checklist for dummies?
No, I talk way too fast. You're not dummy. That's me. Yeah. What did you want to know exactly? And I'll put something together for you.
All these little idiosyncrasies to these deals that we should know before we bring it to you.
Okay.
I know that there are probably a million little things that could come up, but if you had a quick list of the big ones, questions to ask before bothering Bob.
Yeah, I actually have an ebook on it. I'll send you an ebook. And then also I post videos all the time, like these little snippets, and I'll make sure to post a couple more of those in Justin's group. That's a good point.
I have a feeling we're going to come across a lot of these.
Within the next couple of years, I think you will. Within the next 2 to 3 years, I really think everybody will. Really, guys, the two main factors, because I do go off on these tangents where I don't shut up, but the two main factors you want to look for in a short sale is, one, are they behind on their mortgage delinquency, and two, negative equity. That's it. Boom. It's a qualified short sale. Negative equity, mortgage delinquency. That's it.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Are you getting very many through that are not behind on their mortgage, but they have one hell of a hardship?
Yeah, that's actually insane. You said that. I'm dealing with one right now. I talked to her 3 days ago in Jacksonville. It's literally exactly what you just said. She's completely not behind on her mortgage, but her situation is very much a hardship. So typically I get weary about these because I'm like, the government makes the bank look at it for a short sale, but most of the time they deny it. But this one I'm going to give a shot. So that's like situational, Rick, but I mean, most of the time it's still not going to work.
Yeah, we used to do them pretty often. I mean, but again, this is years back, and really right. It was how powerful that hardship letter was, really, and kind of made it or break it, make or break type of scenario. So that's cool.
I'm gonna give it a shot. I'll let you know how it goes. But you guys used to have a lot of success with those.
I mean, not a lot, but we got them through. Some of them we just had to rewrite the hardship letter and explain it in a different way. It was so case by case, man.
Exactly. Like the problem there is, though, if the bank looks at it and they say, okay, you're paying us every month, it's like, to them, why should we take a loss on, this loan when the borrower is a great borrower? It's
right.
Like,
sometimes we even had to, I guess, not entice them, but kind of point out the fact that maybe if you missed a payment, they would pay closer attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it went that way sometimes, right?
Yep.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah. No, it's a great question.
Great question. Thank you, Rick. Rick from California. Anybody else? Good to see everybody here today. Oh my goodness. We have such a great group. Rosalind, who is this? She must have me on mute. That's all right. Looks like her son. Hey, it's good to see everybody here. Bob, if there's nothing else, everybody, if you're not hooked up with Bob, you need to be. It's another tool in your toolbox when you run across these over leveraged and in default deals. Okay, can't wholesale that, right? So it's short sale opportunity here. Bob does short sale. He's our resident short sale expert for the VIP club. So anything you got that's a question about this type of thing, or you got a lead like that, Bob is the man. So you can go over to universalshortsales.com and register with Bob as a wholesaler so that he knows you, you know him, and then he has a referral fee that he'll pay you, okay, when you work with him like that. So and a couple booklets that'll help you learn and get started with those type of things. And he said he was going to send me that checklist. So
and, if anybody else wants it, PM me on Facebook. Sometimes I suck at getting back, but I'm not ignoring you. I just check it like once a day maybe. So I'll get it to you.
that's cool. All right, Bob. Hey, thank you.
Thank you,
Anybody
Bob.
else? Anything else? Okay. Thank you, Philip. That was great too. And Rick, thank you. And Bob, we'll see you next week.
You guys have a great week, everybody.
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you, sir. Stay safe, stay healthy. What a great group we have here today. Philip, Jerry, Rosalind, Larry, Mark, Addie, Rick, Ed, Marvin, Crystal, Sandra, Anthony, Moto Z4, and Victor. It's good to see you guys and gals here. Ed, what's going on, man? I've been missing you.
Oh, I'm getting back into it, slowly but surely.
All right, man.
I ain't been doing. I've been down, and then the weather's been so bad up here, so.
Yeah.
But it still don't stop me from calling. I've been pulling a lot of this stuff.
I know you. I know you. I know how you are. You can tell me you ain't working on something, but I know you're working on something.
Yeah, I'm working on stuff. This gonna be the year for Justin Watts. I'm gonna have a lot of testimonies for you, Watts.
It's gonna. I'm looking forward to it, Ed. Looking forward to it. It's good to see everybody here. What's going on with you today? What's happening in your business?
Hey, Justin, I got a quick question. It's kind of like an odd question, but to help newbies like myself, would you suggest some kind of financial education to get used to the numbers and definitions and all that other stuff? Because you did financials for a while when you were younger, right?
I've had a long and sordid history with financials, and I'm not an analyst by any means. I used to work for an investment banking firm, and I was a broker for them. And in the investment banker world, it works just like commercial real estate. So I learned, although believe it or not, in the investment banker world, a commercial real estate license is not needed. So I didn't need one. We were doing deals I was doing deals on cell phone towers and spectrum licenses from the FCC. Okay.
Wow.
All right. So I hung out with a lot of analyst types that went to like Ivy League colleges, and they got master's degrees, PhDs. These are some brilliant minds that work in what's called family offices. And I'll pull this all together here in a minute, guys, so it relate. But the family offices is what rich people, billionaires, multi-millionaires have this family office. And what it is it's their attorneys and their advisors and their accountants and their analysts and all of that, their acquisitions managers, and they basically run that guy's money business. Okay. So these people that work there for these rich people, and I oftentimes would get to meet these rich people too, very, very wealthy people, but I would hang around with these other analysts, and I always felt, when I first started, I felt this tall, because they had master's degrees and PhDs in finance and all economics. And gosh, they could run circles around me with their jargon. But I had to find a way to get in and make friends and be respected, even though I have a 2-year degree in history. So it is possible, okay, to do these type of deals without having any formal education. Because if I can do $20-50 million deals with no formal education, you can definitely do $100,000, $200,000 house deal with no formal education. Now, as far as educating yourself in the business, yeah, you should. But let me just be honest with you. now that I've taken the plunge into learning and getting my real estate license, which I should have done probably 15 years ago, but I took the plunge last week. Here's the thing I learned: going through the realtor course would have been everything I needed to converse with those scholars that I was around. It's the same jargon. It's the same concepts. It's the same words. It's just a little more legalized version. You know, it's real estate talk.
Right.
And, and so if you really, 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 really want to get good and know the lingo and know how everything works, the best thing to do, I hate to say it, and I never thought I'd be the guy, just go get your damn license.
Okay.
All right. That's it.
That'll work. Thank you, sir. No,
but,
I just
but
I
learn
was
it.
just so I
don't
can,
just get the license, learn the material too. You know what I
Right.
mean? Okay. Sorry, man. What were you saying, Philip? I interrupted you. I'm so bad.
No, that's just, just to get me, I'm just thinking about continuing education on how to get better at numbers, stuff like that. So yeah, that's why I was just wondering what kind of education I could be taking to get myself better.
Yeah. That realtor course is everything that anybody would ever need. The sad part that I realize now by going through this and being where I'm at in the real estate business is that I realize that probably 90% of all the realtors that are out there did not learn the material. They maybe learned it and forgot it immediately after the test, but they didn't really learn the material. Otherwise they wouldn't act the way they do in some cases.
If you get your license though, don't you have to hang your license at a broker's office or something?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. So there's a lot of options, you know. There's mom and pops out there that don't charge much, or if anything, don't require floor time or board time or any of that stuff. And there's also some big deals that have come out recently, like that are popular that charge very, very little and don't require 3% or half of your commissions, you know.
Right.
So yeah, EXP is one that's popular. I'm not recommending them. I'm just saying that's popular. I've heard Keller Williams has an awesome training for new realtors. I've heard that, you know. I don't have any experiential knowledge of it, but so there's a lot of places that, you know, but beware. Okay. Now that I've built it all up, beware. Okay. Because you could get sucked into the realtor trap and spend, you know, another 5 years in realtor university learning how to do what? Probably what you already know. You know what I mean? So again, do it, but everything in balance, you know, too. Right.
Yeah.
Educate, activate, educate, and then activate.
Right.
We get stuck in educate.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Why am I doing it like that? Like I'm
because you're trying to find a rhythm.
Hey, we got some folks in here that know about what we're talking more than me, probably. Victor, Rick, Rosalind, any advice on this education stuff? And then we're going to move on to some more questions. I'm sorry to make this one so long, but maybe this is just hitting home with me a little bit too. Anybody?
I wanted to ask you, what was your driving force in your decision to go ahead and get your license? What made you go there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It was a good question. The answer to it for me is I just thought it will open up more opportunities for me. That's just what I thought. And I thought too, if things are going the way that they are, I'm going to end up getting my license eventually anyway. And what I mean is like with them changing the laws and the rules and how this works and who can do this and who can't and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just go get my license? I've been the rebel for like 18 years. Yeah. I might as well just go ahead and jump in.
No doubt.
I don't have a plan, Victor. I don't know who I would be, who would be my broker initially. I don't have a plan on like maybe doing a big marketing campaign to try to list properties. I really don't know. I'm just I'm blessed enough to be able to afford it, and I have the time to do it. And for whatever reason, my heart just pulled me in that direction, man. I'm just going there.
Man without the plan.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm sorry, did I cut you off, Victor?
Kind of.
Go ahead, Victor. Then we'll get Anthony and Rosalind also.
Yeah,
he's busting at the seams.
I let my license lapse, and I decided I would get it back strictly for this business. So here's the rationale. If they change the law, like in Illinois, at least we're still in business in whatever states we're licensed in. So I'm licensed in Massachusetts, Connecticut, and I'm working on Tennessee next, which is where I'll be moving in a couple of years. But, aside from that, you've spent time to develop a relationship with a seller. They're hell bent on selling through a realtor.
Yeah.
Why not take the listing?
Sure.
And then let some other, I won't say it, let them sell it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go sit in an open house.
Yeah, did at any point did you feel, anybody who's in the conversation, did you feel like you might have let opportunities pass by not having your license? I've had my license since '92, and I have gone off and on with brokers. I've been with a couple of the big houses. By the way, when you get ready to look for somebody to align yourself with, I'd love to do my spiel with you, Justin.
Yeah. Cool.
But for me, I was sitting around and I'm watching the enormous amounts of activity in that market, and it's just like, why not? Might as well, hang your shingle and take in some of that money, because it kind of looks a little bit like in 05, 04 when I became a partner in a mortgage company. You literally just had to show up for work and you were going to get deals. And this market is kind of like that. I don't know how long it's going to stay that way, but I figured, what the heck, jump in.
Right?
Yeah,
absolutely. Now, for me, with the real estate market, let's put it like this: I am an investor, but I love being a realtor too, because it's a great opportunity. As you all know, I've been in it 22 years as a realtor, and I started my own flipping company 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm well educated of all the no's.
Yeah.
So when the yeses show up, you'd be shocked, you know what I mean? Because I'm so used to the no's that it don't hit me. But the great part is just this recently, Mark was had a deal, and then Mark said, just go for it, do what you got to do. And if you do come a realtor, you please hang up your license in the office with a broker that's an investor, not a broker that's all about, like Justin said, don't get caught up of being a realtor, with a broker that understands that you're an investor first. You're going to get deals coming in. How do you handle this? And he can tell you how to handle, because either way, he's going to get paid anyway, because it can be a double dip. So my deal that end up with the lady, I got an appointment now this Saturday with my broker. He's an investor too. He buy houses cash. And I told him about the deal. I said, this deal ain't good for wholesaling or nothing like that. So now we're bringing a cash buyer in on Saturday. So me and my broker is going to sign an offer as a commission, because if the buyer is going to buy it, we're just going to sign an offer before so the lady didn't have to put it on the market. A lot of people don't like putting their houses on the market. They want to do it exclusive just in your office alone, so they don't have a whole bunch of agents and people hitting them up. They want you to sell it. They want you to do all the work. And this is what this lady wants. So it might be just a quick deal because I have my real estate license. So you'll get a lot. You'll cover every deal that comes through your hands, like Victor said, and it's always a deal. You might get like 90% of your deals will be 90%, and the other 10 was trash anyway. So, but at least 90% you're doing 100% business.
What states are you working out of, Rosalind?
I work in Massachusetts, but I work worldwide. So with the real estate, and then the great part is be with a company that gives you referrals. So you can do real estate worldwide because you can send referrals to people in other states. I can send referrals to Victor in California. He just signs a form as an agent and gives me whatever his 10% of the deal when it closes, because I got the buyer, I got the seller that's going to sell a house in California. I'm not in California. I'll give it to Victor.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm licensed in your state, but I'm not affiliated with a broker yet.
Right. There you go.
I wasn't really planning on it unless unless there was some benefit in it for me.
Well, I'm your benefit. So, network with me with Jake Vegans, and you have a deal or a listing here in Massachusetts. I'll do the deal and we just cut you a check.
Absolutely.
How you like that, Anthony?
I'll send you my contact info when we're out of the meeting.
Absolutely. Let me give everybody my personal email so you all, because I would love all of you all be my contact people, because I love networking. So it's R.
You can put it in the chat.
Okay, yeah, let me put it in the chat. All right. But thank you for letting me share, Justin.
Yeah, great. I love having you around here, Rosalind.
You have to work under a broker as an agent for so many years in order to keep your license?
No, you can work. You can become your own broker and work with nobody. Justin, believe me, Justin said he's going to be an agent, but believe me, I know Justin very well. I follow him for 2 years. Justin's going to be a broker.
I understand that, but I mean, what if I just want to get my agent license? In order to keep my license active, do I have to work under a broker?
Yes, you have to. You have to hang it up in the broker's office. Absolutely.
Oh, well, I guess Justin will be my agent from now on then.
Yeah, that's what we will, and that's what's going to make powerful Justin. If Justin's very smart, I'm just scared to take that broker's license because I know it took me 9 times to get my real estate license because I don't like I don't read and understand concept because
it's not that easy.
No, it's not.
It's
and plus,
not
I
that
speak
easy.
another language. I'm Cape Verdean. I speak, Regado. So the language being me growing up and trying to read that broker's license was killer. So I took it 9 times, and everybody told me to quit, but I succeed. I was a go-getter. But the main thing is what's going to happen with Justin is that when he comes to all these people and they say, oh, I want to be on team, you train me and everything. I really want to be a real estate agent. And Justin got his brokerage, and then Justin got already people training him. Now Justin already built him a team in his real estate office as a broker. So he's doing still the wholesale, but he got a team over here as a broker, and now he's making money like that. And I could see Victor doing that too, as well.
Man.
Because you're all a powerful people, I think, because you all can train.
I'm gonna have to get the replay of this. Right, take some notes.
Yeah. There's back on what Rosalind was saying. There is like in California, for instance,
with his agent. But what he told his agent is,
oh, sorry guys.
What he wants, as long as he takes the rent, the possible rent for that apartment and multiply it times 48, and that's the offer he wants him to make the person that's selling, regardless of who it is.
Is he talking to us or is he?
Is he talking to us? Because
I don't know. Ed, are you talking to us?
Because we're in the whole comment. Yo.
I couldn't understand you, Ed. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute, Ed. Victor, what were you saying?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like in California, and it's like this in most states, there is an ability, depending on, what they dictate, that you can actually go directly to become a broker. A lot of times it requires a 4-year degree. If you have a 4-year degree, you can become a broker instantly.
What if I have 2 2-year degrees? Is that
Justin, you have something no one else has, Justin.
Yeah.
That's like me.
You're you.
That was creative.
Yeah, it didn't work for me either. But it won't take long. Or you just have to have the experience as an agent for a period of time, and then you. Yeah,
it's a couple years here.
Yeah, Massachusetts the same way. Massachusetts the same
2 years here.
Yeah. And then you can become a broker. I've never wanted to become a broker because I never really wanted the liability, and there was no point in being a broker, just to do deals. So I just never did it. Actually, I've actually passed the test twice and just didn't. I just decided not to be the broker, and I didn't say that to
It's not for everybody. Like I can be a broker too, but I don't want it. I want the liability because Massachusetts is a great state. You can make a lot of money in one deal like California, but there's a lot of laws and bylaws that's why I'm glad, Justin, that you're studying that so you can teach us that. Remember I was saying the other day that you got to read your state's laws for the real estate. So when you you create an offer or you do a deal, you're covering yourself,
Yeah.
Because people are jealous of you. I hate when I'm telling you, and I'm telling you now, being in the business a long time, I know Victor probably got like 100 people jealous. So people get jealous when you're successful, when they're sitting in the box in the cat litter. They don't want to understand to follow you and jump off the box and get out of their own shit. But your shit is your shit, but make sure your shit is right. That's all I say.
Haters will hate.
I'm jealous of Victor.
No, you ain't.
Yeah.
He's got that suave. I wish I had some of that.
You know,
You know what I mean?
it's
Like,
so
you know what I
funny
mean? That je ne sais quoi, you know?
Yeah,
just
yeah.
that,
You got the
know?
suave. I can't wait to go to California, meet him, and have a cup of coffee. But and the funny part is you, Victor, and all y'all on my videos I've been making lately. I've been announcing you all and putting you all on the
I
videos.
heard that. Thank you.
So you can put the videos on your website and stuff,
I have a couple times. I've shared your videos around. I enjoy them. I appreciate that too.
Yeah. No, it's the truth.
That's a really solid move right there, because a lot of times when we're looking at credibility and people asking us about, references and stuff like that, we're each other's references. We can speak on each other's behalf and cover that. So whenever you're in that situation where you're out there and people are asking you, well, can you send me some referrals or whatever?
Yeah.
We'll send them, no need trip.
There you go. And that's what the market's all about, because so many scammers and bammers and all here that they need to trust somebody. Now, a lot of people follow me and they take my word as my bond because I work with integrity. So if I say I'm sending you to Victor in California, they say, all right, Raj, what's his number? And they're going to call Victor ASAP. Justin's already sold on my back, him and Jane Gang. So, I'm going to start wearing their T-shirts this summer, for my, because for real, I'm going to make T-shirts. My coaches coach me, there it is, and then
thank you.
Right, because if you help somebody else, there's no I in team, and in this call and everybody on this team, we are powerful, and we can go over the top as agents, as realtors, as brokers, as investors, if we all not be selfish and we just share what we know what you all been doing, but master your market first before you go into somebody else's market, because once you're known in your market, everybody in that market is a mouth. One mouth feeds 7 people. Just remember that. So if you got 60 states, 60 cities in your state, you got 740 people representing you. So do everything with integrity as a realtor or broker and an investor, and it's a win-win situation. Like I said, Victor's going to do 90%. I know, Edwin, I don't know you that much, but it seems like you got a lot going on. I'm learning everybody on here.
Rosalind, you're from Massachusetts?
I'm from Massachusetts, absolutely.
I love it. I hear the market. What part?
Right now I'm in the Brockton, but I grew up in Jamaica Plain. I grew up in the rich area with the richy people. The houses
I'm
are going
from Malden.
over
Malden and Winchester.
There you go. Malden's a rich area too. Let's do it, Sandra. Let's do it. Let's take over that Malden market. Nobody's really in Malden.
Yeah, I just moved here to Georgia a couple years ago.
Oh, well, but you can still go in your market, though. Let's do it.
I noticed that Boston accent. I say, oh, there she go, Beantown. So
yeah, there you go. Let's do it, Sandra. Let's do it.
Yeah, definitely. I will take you. You put your information in the chat, right?
Oh yeah, let me do it right now. Let me do it.
Hey, Sandra had a question too. With a lot of us doing virtual deals, does anyone have a national mortgage broker that they use to qualify their tenant buyer prospects, and who and how much do you pay them? I can answer this question, but I'm interested in hearing what other people are using or planning to use. Anybody?
I refer to the nationals, the Quickens and those guys. I know a couple of people over there, but I just have them call there. I kind of stay out of that conversation unless it's in my local market. Yeah. And I'll just refer them out to a national, because the way the industry has gone so far, they're the only ones that have the real clout anyway.
Yeah, they're going to be handled when they call Rocket Mortgage, which used to be Quicken. They're going to be handled with customer service that is extremely good. Mm-hmm. Okay, these guys are taught how to be nice on the phone and to talk to people about their credit and undress them financially in a way that doesn't make them feel really, really, really crappy. Okay, these guys are good. Mm-hmm. Now, with that being said, they'll do it for free. They'll pre-qualify or disqualify, but they'll tell them what's going on and what's wrong and what they need to do and maybe how long they suspect it might take to fix those problems on their credit. But they won't charge anything. It's free, Sandra. However,
okay, sorry, Justin, go ahead.
Here's the caveat: when that tenant buyer goes to buy the house 2-3 years up the road or whatever it is, they probably ought to go to a credit union or a local mortgage company, because Quicken and Rocket Mortgage, that's probably not the best deal, but it is the best way to go find out what's going on.
Well, and if you're going to sell a property with owner financing, like maybe you're going to wrap a mortgage, you better have those folks underwritten by a proper originator and NMLS licensed to make sure they qualify under Dodd-Frank.
Yeah, I was talking about lease options specifically because that's what I'm doing right now. That's the deal that I'm doing right now. Is that's what one of the owner had asked me about, that in terms of how do I know that, you know, they'll be able to cash her out in 2 years. And I told her that, you know, there's a mortgage, you know, I have a mortgage broker that can, you know, qualify them and, you know, see if they're ready for a mortgage in 2 years. I've heard of a name. I don't know if anybody else has heard it. Jesse Mills.
He's going to be a guest on our Saturday show.
Oh my God, he does exist. Okay.
Next week.
He's in like the mortgage field?
Yes. And lease options.
Yes, I know that was specifically. Okay. Because I heard that he's part of a team that does specifically rent to own. They and that team includes tenant screening. It also includes credit repair specialist that stays with that person throughout the whole entire term.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I'm thinking about that.
Yeah. He'll be a guest on Saturday next week. This week, our guest is John Jackson, Texas lease option expert.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So you guys can check us out on that. But yeah, ask any questions you want. Come pick his brain. That's what we'll be doing. We'll be and get aggressive with it too, Sandra. I mean, just butt right in. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Just go right in.
Damn, Justin, you raising the bar, baby. Go ahead with your bag.
We need some more females in this group, you know.
We do. Yesterday we had a good female turnout here.
Yeah,
There's
we did.
a lot of great females here in the club.
Yeah, remember 6 months ago that was our issue. We kept saying that, and now it's grown, it's creative, manifested, right?
It's that suave stuff that you. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. It always starts with Justin and Victor, and then Justin's like, "How do we get into this conversation?" Thank you.
Yeah, we're somebody's asking. We're doing a lot of virtual deals. Yes, we are. Favorite type of marketing for me is text blasting, scrapes of Zillow or Craigslist. Anybody else with a favorite marketing type they want to throw out there? Facebook I'm hearing Facebook is killer right now. I need to get in on the game on the Facebook.
Yeah, I get a lot of cheap, lousy leads, but you know what? It takes the numbers.
Do you guys remember? Yeah, I bet it does, man.
These people will fill out my lead form and then they'll disappear and act like they never did it. Maybe they're up late drinking or something and fill out the form and they forget about it.
Yeah,
that is hilarious. It's like, why did you take the time? And then all of a sudden now you can't get on the phone with me, or you won't respond to a text message. Everything. I deal with that too. I always question, like, okay, what were you thinking when you took the time to fill out a form?
Do you guys remember a few months ago we had a guest in the comments on YouTube, a user by the name of Good Looking Honky?
I remember that. Yeah.
Peter North, former adult film star.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for watching, Peter. Appreciate it. Thank you for the compliments here, sir. Very, very kind of you. He says that he has a question. If he refinances his home if I refinance my home on a second mortgage, should I hire a lawyer? $2 million house. This is probably a California house. So, Victor?
When you say refinance, are you taking out a second mortgage or are you doing a refinance? With the question?
Yeah. Are you taking out a second mortgage or are you refinancing the first mortgage there? Type it out for me there, Peter, so I can understand. And we'll come back to you. Hey, man, thank you for watching. Yes, second mortgage, he said. So he wants to add a second mortgage. Is this like a home equity line of credit, or is this a true second mortgage, like cash money?
Yeah.
On
is it an institutional loan, or are you doing, or somebody lending you money? Is it a private money deal? Or if it's a private money deal, the answer is yes.
Peter, just come on in here. It's zoomjustin.com. zoomjustin.com.
Yeah, if it's a private money deal, then I would suggest you definitely make sure that your, T's are crossed and your I's are dotted on your transaction form and everything. And I would definitely put it through an escrow process just to make sure. That'll probably be your cheapest way to have an attorney look at it, is put it through an escrow title process.
Yeah.
I don't know if money is a concern for you, but if it is, a title escrow service in California, especially if it is in California, you open up an escrow and you a title, and they have attorneys on staff with the title company that can make sure that you're covered. Anything beyond that, you can go outside of it and pay for it. If it's an institutional loan, like from a Wells Fargo or a Bank of America, you pretty much are covered. There's nothing that they can do outside of that. Just be careful with the arbitration clauses that try to get you into, if there's a problem, we're going to arbitration. No, we're not. We're going to court.
Mm-hmm.
Arbitration can be a little tricky and can be one-sided. So I avoid arbitration if I can, and make it so we have to go and, present this.
I would avoid an adjustable rate right now.
Yeah. No adjustable rates. Yeah. Don't do that. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Hey, also, Peter, if you want to go to my website, realestatewholesalersclub.com, you can actually contact Victor direct right from there if you want. And, yep. And then, or me or any of us really. So, good question though. Thanks for watching and participating. Thanks for playing along with us today, man. It's been fun. We have a lot of people here too. I don't want anybody to feel like they didn't get their questions answered. So are there any questions from Addie, Rick, Ed, Marvin? How about you, Mr. Horton? You've been really quiet, and I'd love to hear from you.
Well, I kind of just jumped in on the end here, so that's why I wasn't really saying. No, I don't have any questions right now.
Okay, that's fair enough. It's fair enough. I just want to make sure we give you a chance, man. I mean, we're walking on top of each other today. We're so excited, but I wanted to make sure.
Well, I appreciate it. I did write down Rosalind's information. I was going to try to contact her and then connect with her too. But yeah.
Good. Jerry, I'm sorry.
That he said that because networking is key. We just this little group alone, we can be all millionaires. Just this group alone, just sharing information and teaching each other. Yeah. Right, Victor?
That's so true. That's so true.
It's great. I love this club. I love this tribe. I love this squad. I love this club. I love this family. I love this gang. I love this posse.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah, what's up, Justin? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I do too. Oh, I'm sorry, but I do too, man. I when I'm out now, I find myself looking at my watch. Oh, it's about 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I try to hurry up and get in on somewhat of the calls here.
I'll tell you what, if you ever feel like you can't get the gears moving in real estate, it's what helps me is just tuning in on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays when I'm not leading it here like this, when it's Victor and Mark and Arturo, and sometimes I'm just in the background listening to, like some of you folks do, and man, it just kind of recharges my real estate battery a little bit. You know what I mean? And I need that. And,
right.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, Crystal, what's up?
I can't seem to get going at all. I'm very inspired by being with you guys, by hearing, and I'm learning from you. But my question is, I started my LLC, but I haven't gotten my certificate of formation yet. And I don't know if I'm just using this as an excuse as to not get started, but
okay.
Shouldn't I wait for that before I even start looking for deals or sellers or anything? Because
No.
I can't. No, you said no.
No, Larry said no.
No.
I will. Go ahead, Crystal.
Because I thought from everything that I'm learning on YouTube University, looking at all these videos and learning about subject twos and reps and owner financing in general, what I'm hearing is don't ever put anything in your name. Always put always put it in the LLC's name. So I'm kind of like sitting and waiting because I've got like weeks to wait before I get this certificate of formation to be able to go to the bank and open the account and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking I should wait for that before anything. I don't know.
Afraid not, Crystal. You shouldn't wait. You should not wait. You should make hay while the sun is shining, right? Go for it right now. And I'll just tell you my personal experiences. I did the first several deals in my own name.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. And it's okay when you think of it like this. You're putting a house under contract and then you're going to assign it to someone else. So you're legally assigning all the rights, obligations, all the risks and dangers. You're assigning them over to someone else and walking away in exchange for some money. That's the whole wholesaling game. So you're not even legally involved anymore after you do the deal. So, I mean, I've never been sued by anybody like that. I've never been. I mean, maybe someone has. I don't know, but not me. But now I do use an LLC, but it's not like something I have to do. What'd you say, Crystal? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just saying that was what was holding me back. I don't know if it was mentally holding me back or whatever. So I think if I can move that out of my way, I can actually get up the nerve to do what I have to do. Because watching you guys and joining in with you guys actually gives me a little bit of courage. But then you're gone. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. So,
well, everybody's going through that too. Okay, so you're not alone. Well, everybody experiences that. It's the intrepidation of something new, not knowing how it's going to work. Maybe a little bit of anxiety because you don't know how they're going to the person on the other end of the phone is going to react, or maybe it's the lead generation machine. All that. We are here for you. One of the most important things is for you to be patient with yourself too, very forgiving, and just allow yourself time to learn. But you got to get started. I would start right away.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Appreciate that, Crystal. That's a great comment. So glad you're here.
Thank you.
And I want to stress, if you do need something, we there, if not me, Victor, Mark, Arturo, if not them, Rosalind, if not them, Rick, Gentry, or Jerry, or there's always someone here willing to help out a little bit.
Thank you very much.
Yep. What's going on, everybody? Who was next?
Yes.
What's up, Jerry?
You was mentioning social media a while back. I went on last night, social media for real estate investors.
Yeah.
With Chris Strickland.
Okay.
And I did a cold call there. Had 3 judges judging me last night, and I knocked it out the box.
What?
Yeah.
Tell us about it, man.
Yeah, it was I was like Sunday, I was going through social media, and then I came across, I was curious about social media marketing, and I came across the group, and so I pulled it up, social media for real estate investors. So I clicked on it, And then they was looking for someone to do a cold caller last night. So I said, okay, I raised my hand and I jumped on it. Okay.
Yeah.
And I did pretty good with all three judges. And by the way, if anybody wants to watch that, they could go to Social Media for Real Estate Investors with Chris Strickland, and it's there.
That's
so the
great,
three judges, they all gave me a thumbs up.
That's awesome, man. I'm proud of you, man. I'm gonna ring a bell for you. That's good. Hey, did you use guts? Was it the guts stuff?
I used guts and I used some of my own. Okay, and you just got to be able to shift with the seller. So, and there was 140 people listening in. So,
wow,
I was getting a lot of compliments after that was
great.
over.
That's great.
Yeah.
Great practice, a great experience for you too.
And sometimes you got to just go for it, and don't worry about it's just a big crowd out there, just go for it.
I know. And this segues perfectly into me promoting tomorrow and Thursdays role plays and live seller calls with our very own Victor and Mark. Because if you can role play inside of a Zoom room with us, your family, for 15 or 20 of us, if you can do that, then you can do it with a complete stranger, one on the phone that you're never going to talk to again if you don't want to. Right? Practice. Little bit every day if you can. That's what we do here.
Right.
I'm proud of you, Jerry. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Way to go, Jerry.
Way to go, man. Show off.
And to have three judges, okay?
Yeah.
3 coaches that was there, okay? And they actually, when they got me on, they thought that they were going to use me for an example for their students, okay?
Yeah.
And I came in and just crushed it. Okay?
Boom. Boom. Marvin said he was listening at it and he heard you. That's cool.
Who?
Marvin here in the Zoom room, he said he was listening to you. He heard it. He heard it live.
Okay.
Wow.
That's great.
Is that a Facebook group or is it a website or do you have a link you can send us or put in the chat?
It's just Social Media Real Estate Investors. Okay. With Chris Strickland.
Did you type that in the Google?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So what did you think, Marvin? How did it go? What did you think I did?
Well, I thought you did great.
That's great.
Yeah, I think, like you said, you caught them by surprise. They definitely wasn't expecting
that.
Yeah.
They thought
Not at all.
They thought they had a chunk, but then you whooped them.
He did. He sure did.
That's great, dude. Go into all the world and use guts and make disciples unto me. No, I'm just kidding. That's great, guys. What a great story, Jerry. You make me so proud, so happy. You made my day. Thank you for sharing that, man.
Yeah.
Anybody else out there got a question or a query or anything we can handle here before we wrap it up today? We've been going for a little over an hour. I try to keep it to an hour, but it never works. But I don't mind hanging out. Let's hang out and talk. And I want you guys to get what you need. So what's up?
I have a quick question. This Ade?
Yeah,
Sorry.
sure. Both of you. Yeah. Go ahead, Addie.
Sorry. Was someone before me?
Yeah.
Go ahead. She can go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'll be fast. All right. I was just like the deal I was talking about yesterday about the lady, the 30K. I was so when I called her back, she was like, I don't know what happened within that time between yesterday and the time we spoke. She was like, she wants 50K because that's what she paid for the property. So now I'm thinking, continue talking to her. I don't know. She got upset and she just hung up on me. So I'm like, okay, is it even worth it? Or even for the 50K, if someone comes in and get the 3 properties and rent it out, is it still what it, for me to even continue to approach her or just let it go?
Here's what I like to do with people like that, but maybe there's other advice in the room as well. I would put her on a follow-up list. Okay. If she's upset and you can't get through to her in any way, or is she hanging up on you and all that, just put her on a follow-up list and call her again in 2 or 3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, but is the 50K price still okay though that she wants? Or?
We were speculating yesterday because of the nature of the deal, and we said at 30K, it just makes sense to go for it, just to find out. The most important thing, remember, Claude, my mentor, he says the most important thing is to lock it up, take it off the market, get it under contract. Then, you can figure out what it's worth later. And, because this one here, there's no comps. So figure out what it's worth later and then get some offers on it. Maybe you can renegotiate. You can fix some things that need to be fixed later. You have to make that kind of deal happen. It's not just going to fall in place because it's got a little hair on it. It's a house with 2 mobile homes on one lot and they need repair. 50,000. I'd go ahead and do it with the lady if I could get her to do it.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. So I was like, if I can get someone to call her, and get it on the contract or whatever, I won't mind paying $500 for anybody to do that. Get it on the contract, and that may, find a buyer or whatever.
Oh, I understand. So you're thinking that if you called back, she wouldn't be very receptive to this offer from you since she hung up on you on the last offer or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a possibility. There's some folks here in the room that might really love to jump on that opportunity too. Anybody here interested in partnering up with her a little bit on that one? Seeing if they can make it work? Nobody wants to. Are you serious?
I don't know if I know enough about the deal. Where's the deal at?
That may be true too. We didn't talk about it much.
Yeah, it's in Clyde, Texas.
Okay.
Clyde, Texas.
Texas.
Yep. This is a one lot. Has a one bedroom or 2 bedroom?
As a 2-bedroom house, the main house is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and then the there's another 2 mobile homes. One is 3-bedroom, 1 bath, and one is 2-bedroom, 1 bath. She said the 2-bedroom, 1 bath mobile home is inhabitable, but the 3-bedroom, 1 bath, she has all her stuff in it, and it's it just needs cosmetic updates. The main house she's in, I'm thinking it's gonna need definitely updates. She said she's taking her appliances with her. She just bought stainless steel appliances. She's taking that, so that probably need at least 20,000 to bring up to date. But it's three of these houses have different addresses, and they all sit on the same lot. So she's selling everything together for $50,000. She said that's what she bought it for, and she at least wants to make that. If she's gonna lose any kind of money, she wants she owes $8,000 in taxes. She can pay that off and just relocate to wherever she needs to go to.
What kind of comps have you been able to get on the property? Have you been able to comp it out at all?
Yeah, so there's only one comp, and the house was built in 2000. It's a 2-story house, and it's about $115,000. She has a ranch and 2 mobile homes, so I know it's not completely comparable with that. So that's why. But the thing is, I'm thinking if someone like Justin was saying, someone local to the area that knows the area, if I can find that buyer and they're able to even rent each house, fix it up or whatever, do cosmetic, whatever, it's, at least rentable for $600 each a month. That's like $1,800 a month.
Yeah.
Arturo's
from Texas. But this sounds like a straight wholesale deal. Chris Maloney is saying that in the chat over here. Yeah, I agree. It sounds like a straight wholesale deal. It's just getting it under contract.
Right. That's what I would do.
Yeah, she's had a little bit of a stumble with that. And so Rosalind here is offering some assistance. I don't know, Victor, if you were offering assistance or not. I think there's plenty of help here.
Okay.
So
Addie,
put your phone number in the chat here in Zoom room, Addie, so that these folks can reach out to you.
Okay.
Yeah, Addie, I might be able to help too because I have a lot of buyers in Texas.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Awesome.
And so, Addie, if you can put your your number or whatever Justin said in the chat.
Yeah,
great.
put it in the chat
Okay.
room here in Zoom, and folks will reach out to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Chris, Larry, who was next? Who's next?
Me, Justin.
What's up, dude?
I just had one quick question about what do you suggest about should you get VAs to start out with just to get your momentum going and get you on some kind of track?
Is money tight?
With a daily routine? No, not real tight.
Well, it's kind of a personal preference. Are you're focusing on co-wholesale or on lease options? What's
co-wholesale?
Okay, co-wholesale. I wouldn't waste my time starting out with a virtual assistant. I would just dedicate an hour or two each day to do the Craigslist technique and just go through and messaging people and, finding those people that have deals and are willing to joint venture with you, just getting, just working it. Virtual assistants, I find, are not as successful at this as you will be. Okay. So if you need a virtual assistant, I would suggest probably on the lease option side, but not so much on the co-wholesale side, at least right away. Once you've got a little bit of momentum going, let's say you've got a dozen deals on the books, not like closed, but you've gotten partnerships with some, you've gotten like a dozen you're trying to sell off. At that point, maybe it's starting to make sense to have a virtual assistant to do the disposition side, a lot of it, like putting the ads up and making sure that, the email blast went out and, stuff like this. But I wouldn't trust a virtual assistant to work on the acquisition side, at least initially.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
And I talked to, I interviewed with VA Hub, and they wanted $9 an hour for their virtual assistants. I was like, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Budget.
Wow. It's crazy. It's crazy, And
a minimum of 30 hours a week.
Yeah. 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 It can get pricey. And there's a lot of, buyer beware. There's a lot of really, really shady things out there. And there's a lot of really, really good ones too. Okay. So you just need to make sure that when you hire one, you get a reference, or somebody says, hey, I've used those people or something like that, or they have a good track record you could find online or something,
Okay. Appreciate it.
Do a little research, don't just hire them because they said they could do it for $3 an hour. Good question. Good questions here today, guys. Anything else? What else is happening? Anything before we wrap up? Did I miss anybody? Larry, did you have something you were going to ask?
Several months ago, you had talking about social media, you had Ryan at Guerrilla Marketing.
Yeah, Ryan Garrett.
Yeah, right. I think he charged like $7 or something for his course.
Yeah.
I've kind of went through it. It's a pretty good course.
Yeah. Yeah. It's basically just, a technique on getting leads using Facebook. Right. So, yeah, it's good. I don't remember what the link is, but if you go back in the Shut Up Money Show playlist on YouTube, you can Ryan Garrett, Guerrilla Marketing
System, guerrillamarketingsystem.com.
Yeah, guerrillamarketingsystem.com. Okay. It's good training, good stuff. Charles put his phone number here in the chat, and Arturo Cervantes, also goes by the name of Ace. He's kind of our resident Texas expert. You can get his phone number right off our website at realestatewholesalersclub.com. And you can meet me also. If you've never met me, there you go. I'm here. All right. Anything else, guys? Anything else, guys and gals?
Hey, Justin,
Yeah.
I've seen in the you was hanging out with Brenda Simmons.
Yeah. Good guy.
Okay.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that like a mastermind group there?
Yeah, that's his mastermind group. He has a mastermind group. Yeah, he used to work for Sean Terry, and now he's kind of doing some things on his own. He's in Phoenix area. He's got a nice group of really successful wholesalers and investors out there, and they meet once a month. He has been kind enough to invite me the last few times, and always get good things out of it. Lots of really, really, really effective people there, you know. So I do a lot of listening. I don't do a lot of talking.
Okay.
In the Zoom room chat, everything is private, Mary. Yeah, we'll have Brandon Simmons back on here soon to do more co-wholesale training with you guys if you want. I love that stuff. So we'll have him back. This Saturday, John Jackson. But tomorrow, our very own Victor Walker doing VIP role play and live seller calls. Okay, so come out and practice with us. Practice. If you don't practice, you don't get any better. That's just the way of life. The way it works. You know, I didn't make it that way. You know, I just know it works that way. And then Thursday's Mark, and he'll be doing live seller calls. And then Friday is Ace. And then I'll be back.
The live seller calls. Sorry, the live seller calls. You can just bring any of our leads and have them call any number. Or how does that work?
Well, that's a great question, Addie. Victor, if somebody brings a lead and says, "Hey,
bring a lead," I'll call them on during the during the training, and we can get some some work in, and maybe find you a deal out of it.
Yeah. There you go.
Great. Awesome.
It don't get no better than that. Thank you, Victor, and thank you, Mark, and Arturo, and everybody that participates here. I love you guys. Thank you, Jerry and Rosalind and Larry. Thank you very, very much, everybody.
Thanks,
everybody. Melissio and Mary and Anthony and Sandra and Crystal and Marvin and Addie and Victor and Charles. Everybody, love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Justin.
Love you too, man. I enjoyed meeting you the other day too.
Yeah, I enjoyed meeting you too. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'll
day.
see you later. Okay. You know where we're at if you need us. Okay. When we get off the Zoom call, we don't just evaporate. You gotta know we're still around. If you gotta have some help or something, we're in the Facebook group, guys. Okay. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.